Hi, this is Andrea with South by Texas State, and we're sitting here with Shelley Prevost. And Shelley is the CEO of Torch, which is a company empowering families to use technology in a creative way. So thank you so much, Shelley, for sitting with us.
Hi, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So, for the families that don't really know what Torch is, what could you explain or tell them about it?
Yeah. So Torch, we are a company. First of all, we fundamentally believe in the creative power of technology. We think it's really revolutionized how we work, how we communicate, how we engage with information. Like it's just really fantastic. But I think what we believe at Torch is also that too much of a good thing can become a bad thing. And we are a group of parents who are in technology, and so we see that technology can be used as something that drives a wedge actually between parents and kids because it's just so ubiquitous. And so what we're trying to do is help families create balanced and creative ways to use technology, not just passively consuming unconsciously, mindlessly using technology, but actually, helping parents to gear away from the bad stuff and toward the good stuff that technology can create.
Right.
The first thing, and I'm remiss to say this, our first product's a Wi-Fi router, and that's really kind of what we're coming out to the market with. Is the first product we really felt like parents need more handles on managing technology. The average home has 7 devices, and unlike in my generation, we had probably 2 or 3 TVs in the house when I was a kid. Now kids today have 2 and 3 of their own devices, and so we're seeing families that are really struggling to communicate, to stay connected.
Was there a specific time, maybe in your professional or personal life, that kind of really sparked your interest to make a Wi-Fi router like this?
Yeah, so my background's in psychology, so I was a therapist for 12 years before I joined a venture capital incubator as a partner. And positive psychology is what I've studied for the last 10 years, and that's the scientific study of happiness. And so everything about my professional career has been about helping people thrive. I was the director of happiness at our incubator, and so really how do we create cultures where people thrive, where they're living meaningful lives, where they're staying connected. We know relationships is huge when we're looking at happiness studies. And so I was studying all this professionally, doing all this great work, but at home I was experiencing the interference of technology in my own family's thriving. And it was becoming very frustrating, very powerless. I felt very alone. I was like the only one that's just a really crappy mom that can't manage all this and can't figure out ways to connect with my kids or engage with them on what they're doing online. And I started talking to my friends, and in fact I realized we're all dealing with this. Like this is
For parents that do use Torch or the ones that really don't, what I guess suggestion might you have for them in order to maybe not fall into when their kids really want to negotiate a screen time with them?
Well, it's certainly easier when you have Torch,
right?
Because it's non-negotiable. You pre-configure that, so it eliminates the back and forth. I'm a big believer in authoritative parenting, so it's not laissez-faire. It's not just do, whatever. It's all good. You kind of make your own decisions, kid. But it's not authoritarian either, which is my way or the highway, like rigid. I'm the parent. That's because I say so. So there's a balance in there, and I think the hard part about parenting is figuring out how to strike that balance between respect and empathy. And I'm going to listen to my child. They have an opinion, but also setting limits. That sometimes what I know as a parent trumps your opinion as a child or your preference as a child. I'll certainly listen to it, but I think there's a point where I'm bigger and wiser and stronger and all those things that I should be as a parent, and therefore I make some decisions that you might not want. So I think
Right,
walking
absolutely.
that tightrope is important.
Torch is really a tool that the parents can really benefit from in really interacting with their kids.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so first and foremost, it's an engagement tool. So having visibility into where your kids are going online, how long they're there. I think secondarily, it is a balancing tool. So we give parents a pause button for the internet, and I think thirdly, it's a filtering tool. So, but again, I would say that's the last thing that parents would need access to. If you see something you don't like, you don't think they're ready for, then yes, we give parents the option to block that. But primarily, it's to scratch my own itch, because I felt like I was so disconnected from what my kids are doing online, and I was seeing them spend a bunch of time there, and I villainized that because I didn't understand it. But once I got engaged with it, I was like, this is actually really interesting. I understand why they love this. Like, this is kind of fascinating. So I think, helping more and more parents kind of understand this fascination with what their kids are doing online is really what we hope to bring about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, well, thank you so much for interviewing with us. And I'll definitely look forward to attending your panel on digital parenting, raising balanced innovators.